Of course, the judiciary is the last place every Nigerian is looking up to. It is very beautiful. So far, so good. Labour Party has presented a lot of evidence that can't be denied by anybody. Any meaningful and any reasonable judge must know this. Now, we have noticed some kind of blue and black colors in the attitude of the judges where they decide to pass judgment. It seems they are doing everything possible to defend INEC. Now, I want to tell you why INEC shouldn't be biased in whatever they are doing. INEC is not supposed to be controlled by the government, by any party, or by any candidate. That's number one. INEC is being paid by the money collected from the tax of the poor masses. So the tax we pay, your business, everything that is collected, that is where INEC is funded from. So INEC was never meant to be biased. But we have now seen it that INEC has become biased. The subpoena that was sent to them, they refused to respond, to release the beavers and some evidences or some materials from the IREV, they refuse. Now the United States of America has now placed visa ban on some CGN, that is the judges who are handling this case. The US government has placed a visa ban on the Chief Justice of Nigeria (CJN) Olukayode Ariwola and 6 other members of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Among them are Justice Musa Datijo Muhammad and Sestus Nweze, both of the Supreme Court. The justices were scheduled to attend a seminar in the US, but they were all denied entry. Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekon was the first to be informed of her ban. It is one of the most unremarkable moments, and I can say that the judges must understand that this is no longer business as usual. The government must understand this is no longer business as usual. P2B will go every length to secure his mandate. Every length. You don't understand who P2B is. You do not understand who that man is. When I come out, the people say that this man can easily be taken down, he can easily be killed and all that. I say you don't know who P2B is. If you want to know who P2B is, go and make inquiry from Ngige. He will tell you who P2B is. They did everything. You never knew the kind of backup that Ngige had when he had to stay in Anambra State for 3 years as the governor. Obasanjo was backing him up. Abuja was backing him up. Many politicians were backing him up, but P2B reclaimed that mandate. See, it's going to take time, but P2B is a man who cannot be, bullied into the dark or bullied into the cave. He will go every length. Now let's come back to the subpoena that was presented to INEC to present a particular document, papers from the IREV. INEC came to the court and they were even shouting at the judges. So why won't US ban them? But I don't really see this US ban as something that should be, taken serious. But one thing is very important, that we should understand that at the end of the day, what matters more is that the mandate should be restored as soon as possible, because the country is already plugging into poverty. The country is already plugging into poverty. People are already suffering. The fuel price is already increased. How many times? People are dying. People are struggling to survive. Dollar just hit 815 as of yesterday. Is going to 900. Very soon to become 1,000. For how long will people continue like this? So it is good that the right thing should be done, but the judiciary cannot risk messing up, because everywhere, every corners of their life, somebody just waiting for them. somebody is waiting for them in one corner, and that is Labour Party and Peter Obi. And that is Peter Obi. Peter Obi is sincerely waiting for these men in every corners. Peter Obi has gone far wide, so it will be very difficult for you to come and make a mess of such kind of man. It will be very, very difficult for you to make a mess of such kind of man. And one of the interesting things is that at the end of the day, the mandate will be restored. The report stated another interesting episode in the life of Justice Kekereke Ekun was the denial of visa by the United States Embassy in Nigeria in 2023 over allegations of corruption 3 years after the Supreme Court nullified the election of Ihedioha and declared Uzodinma as the winner. Somebody who took number 4 to number 1. So it is a woman that did this atrocity to Imo State. And look at what Imo State is going through now. A woman decided to declare somebody that did not win the election. Look at what Imo State is going through. Sometimes when they tell you women are no longer mothers. Justice Kekere Ekun was the denial of visa by the United States Embassy in Nigeria on February 17, 2023 over allegation of corruption 3 years after the Supreme Court. In the letter rejecting Justice Kekereke visa application, which was signed by J.M. Soresen, an American consular officer in Abuja, the U.S. government cited sanctioned activities as the reason for the denial. One thing that these people do not know is that again and again, it will be very difficult to steal Peter Obi's mandate and go scot-free. Now, let's quickly look at one of the men who is from Malawi, who recovered his mandate. We have in 2023 Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi. Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi successfully reclaimed his stolen mandate against all odds. The then president thought he had the Supreme Court judges in his pocket. Thus, the verdict came as a huge shock to him. Just like what Tinubu is doing now. Tinubu feels that he now owns the DSS, the military, the force, and everybody, even the court, the judiciary. He has everything in his pocket. He can control them with his money because, Tinubu is filthy rich. That man is filthy rich. Yes, he acquired his money through illegalities and he made a lot of money. So he can bribe anybody. He will give you what you can't resist. That's what the man does. People that have come close to him, he will give you something that you can't resist. When he calls, you say, name your price. And you say, no, I don't want to do this. I want to bring. I say, what are you doing? Nigeria is already plunging. Just name your price. People already see. Suffering will continue. If you don't do it, another person will come and do it. So name your price now. And the person said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And the next minute he said, what if I give you 30 billion? It's something that you cannot resist. You'll be like 30 billion. My God. You begin to think about things that you do with that money. But you will not forget that you are now old. You're getting closer to your grave. You can collect that money today and you will die tomorrow. So Tinubu is that kind of man who offers you what you cannot resist. And I think many judges have already been offered such amount. But we're getting to that still point. By the time we get to that still point, we're going to cross it. Thank you for supporting the Future News. Peace.